How to find limiting beliefs. Are you experiencing self-sabotage? Maybe you're limiting yourself in some way. You might have screwed up some relationships, or maybe you're seeing yourself do things and you're like, what the heck? Why am I feeling this way? Why am I afraid? Why can't I speak up for myself? Why can't I do what I want to do or live my wildest dreams? Who do I think I am? Why am I not feeling enough? Why am I feeling issues of self-worth? Right? You've come to the right place. Because today we are going to talk about how to identify limiting beliefs and why they're here. My name is Monica Reyes and I am a spiritual coach and a high performance coach, and I'm going to teach you all about mind, business, and spirit by integrating spirituality and energy through every inch of your life for more awareness and authenticity. How to identify limiting beliefs. So limiting beliefs are beliefs. We're going to break this down. So belief is really just a thought. It started off as a thought that was repeated over and over and over and over and over again to the point where it became what's called a belief. And your mind is like a computer. Your brain is like a computer, and it stored this information, and in order to save energy, it's like, okay, so I'm seeing a lot of this, I'm seeing this over and over and over again, so this must mean that this is truth. And now it's become a filter or a lens that you see your life through, right? An example of a limiting belief is, I believe that I am not worthy. I believe that all men suck. I believe that if everything is going great, then all of a sudden something must go wrong. I believe that if I succeed too much, that I won't be spiritual. I believe that if I succeed, that it'll ruin my family, right? There are so many different beliefs and some of them limiting, some of them expanding, that we might have. And so how do you identify these? How do you figure these out? How do you find all of the limiting beliefs that you have? So first off is set the intention. Right? The way that we make anything happen in the universe is to set the intention, to make the decision, and you will see that the universe will orchestrate your entire life in order to make that happen. And so you are deciding, like, I am identifying all the limiting beliefs that I have, and you may not be able to identify all of them because you are this ever evolving process. And so maybe you're not meant to identify all of them in this moment. Maybe you only need to identify the ones that are self-sabotaging you right now. But the life, the universe, your reality is always supporting you in order to do this, because that's how you're evolving, to create awareness of what is limiting you, right? So identifying these will take some exploration. It's going to take you to quiet down your mind. It's going to take you to be brave. It's going to take you into some uncomfortable places. So just knowing this going in, and once you're ready, you set that intention and you decide. And once you do that, as I mentioned, the universe will provide you every person necessary that's going to trigger that. And it might not feel comfortable, but it's all happening for you, and it's all happening for that greater purpose that you're already asking for, right? You want to live life without limiting beliefs. You want to live life from this expansive place. And so the universe is going to provide you with everything to trigger that, to bring that up, because right now it's happening in the unconscious and in the subconscious. But what we want to do is we want to bring it into the conscious. And so you need to be able to see it. And in order to see, you need to see with different eyes, which means that meditation, you need to develop the part of your mind called the prefrontal cortex, which allows you to see differently. And this requires what's called awareness. So meditation is a really amazing vehicle. If you're not already meditating and you want to see your limiting beliefs, you want to see what's happening on the unconscious level, meditation is going to be a really fast way there, because it's going to activate, like I mentioned, a part of your brain that allows you to see the unseen. And so go ahead and find, there's so much out there on YouTube, including my channel, on meditation if you're a meditator for the first time. But you can do this without it, but meditation will absolutely help you, because as I mentioned, it's going to give you that magnifying glass. It's also going to create the space between you and the belief so that you can actually see it. What's happened right now is you are the belief. And sometimes you might even develop this on your own, because this is how you're evolving. You're evolving through awareness. Meditation is just a much more effective, efficient way there. So what we want to do is we want to see, right? We want to see. And so meditation is step one. Step two is going to take time out of your day to explore, right? To identify. So journaling is a really, really great habit. If you haven't already started journaling, oh my God, you're missing out. I have a YouTube video on that, on journaling and how to journal. But one practice that's really helped me in this like newest era has been called the morning pages. And this comes from this book called The Artist's Way by this woman named Julia Cameron. And the morning pages is, in essence, you're writing down, pen to paper, 3 pages worth of journaling. And you're, in essence, just writing whatever you feel like writing. And sometimes it's like, I don't know what to write about. But what I do is like, I like to document my life. So this is what's happened. This is what's happening right now. This is what happened yesterday. This is what happened this year. This is what I'm feeling about it. This is what's coming up in my body. Why is this happening? Or even maybe you're starting off with the limiting belief. Everything I believe about not being enough, everything I believe about fear of failure, everything I believe about people pleasing, everything I believe about perfectionism, right? And just writing about that specific belief, and then taking the time to write down 3 pages without picking up your pen, and just continue to write, and you will see that at some point you will experience an insight. And this insight is new information. And this is how we reprogram our brain. So we want to, right? Limiting beliefs are just patterns. It's just they're automatic patterns that started off at ages 0 to 7. When we were children. You may have developed them along the way, but it's just you being influenced into adapting yourself to this new way of whatever this personality was that kept you safe, secure, connected, or loved. And what happened was it became this truth. This is, you were trained, you learned, somebody might have told you this over and over again, and then you just revalidated the way that you believed about this, believe this about yourself. An example of this might be, so maybe you were a child and you were drawing a house, and somebody came along, your mother or somebody came along and said, "Oh, maybe you should, don't draw the house that way, draw the house this way." And that what you experienced in that moment was rejection. And so you rejected, you thought, "Oh, I'm not creative," or "I'm not good at this," or if I do this, I'm rejected, right? And so then from that point, you don't draw anymore, or then you start believing that you're not creative, and then you live through that lens over and over and over again, and eventually it becomes your truth. And now you're living life in an unexpressed way. And you may be living life for other people. Maybe that developed a people pleaser subpersonality inside of you, right? There's so many possible, infinite number of things that might have happened. But what this does is it creates this world view of how you see, the world. And so in order to redo this, we need to do it the same way that it was formed. And that's going to be through new information, which is going to be the insight, the aha that you get from the journal, and through repetition. So once you get that insight, whatever that is, and you can get it through journaling, or you can just decide this is this new truth I'm going to live by, right? So I'm not enough turns into I am enough, right? And so what you do is you use that and you repeat that over and over and over again, and you live and act as if, and you meditate as if, and you live through that lens. Eventually that will become your new you. But in order to just identify, really it's going to be to explore. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, once you set that intention, the universe is going to send you everything you need. So say I want to look for limiting beliefs. So you will probably experience conversations, events, circumstances that trigger you in some way to all of a sudden be like, oh damn, what is this feeling? Why am I feeling this way? Why am I showing up this way? Maybe you didn't know that you were afraid of heights. That actually happened to me until I had to climb this hill up, and it ended up leading me to one of the greatest discoveries of my life. But maybe, there's something that's been hidden underneath you, and this one person shows up and has this conversation, and now you got triggered. And the normal thing most people do is we're gonna not like it. You're gonna be like, oh man, why is that happening to me? Puts you in this victim state, right? But it's actually happening for you. If you recall, you set the intention, I want to identify these limiting beliefs. And so the universe is going to provide you with everything you need in order to bring that up into the conscious. And it's not probably going to be pretty. It's not going to be like, roses and butterflies. It's probably going to be like a little bit more, it's going to rub you the wrong way, or it's going to, rub your ego or rub these out of you, bubble them up in some way, make you emotional, make you feel it. And when you feel it, just feel it, be with it, and then explore with curiosity and with compassion, and reminding yourself that it's just a program. And if you go back into an old pattern, it's your brain doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So thank you, brain, for showing up exactly the way that I need to, but I'm ready to change. I'm ready to transform. And I have no doubt in your mind that you can do this. I actually have a video on YouTube that allows you to break through limiting beliefs. It's called How to Get Rid of Limiting Beliefs. So go ahead and look that up, and you can take, once you've identified your limiting beliefs, you can then take that process and break through it. Awesome. All right. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to hear more videos like this, go ahead and hit that subscriber button and hit the bell so that you get notified every time I release a new video. And if you have anything to say about this video whatsoever, I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear about, if you have questions about limiting beliefs or anything else, I would love to hear from you. I'd love to, start a conversation regarding this. So I hope that you have an amazing day, and I will see you next time.